So where are you, Gerald? You're in Fort Lauderdale, or?
Right now we're in Weston, Florida. We're not
Okay.
too far from Fort Lauderdale. We're training the boxing gym we're training at is in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, too easy. All right, brother. Well, thank you for catching up with us here on Against the Ropes podcast down in Australia. I actually saw it today on GT the Great. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. You had an Australian flag up in the gym.
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of flags up there, man. And Australia means a lot to me, man. My very first world tournament I went to was called the King's Cup in 1997. It was in Bangkok, Thailand, and it was my very first time going to an international tournament. And the first day I drew Australia, and the tournament was so meaningful to me was the Australian guy was Hussein, and he was ranked number 3 in the world.
Yeah,
at the time, and what was the country called? Lebanese. He was a Lebanese guy.
Yeah, Lebanon.
Man, and he was real tough, and I beat him, man. I came out of nowhere and I beat the guy. So Australia, it means a lot to me anytime I hear the name of the country, man.
Yeah, because we'll get to AB in a second, but Adrien Broner, he's got a lot of fans. I know he's got a lot of fans worldwide, but he's got a lot of fans here in Australia. You know, I mean, and we're all just really thankful to see him back. And
that's nice.
And gearing up for this big fight on February the 20th with Jovinel Santiago. Tell us a bit about his opponent, GT, because we don't know a lot about him. What sort of a fighter is he, and what will he bring to AB?
I've done some research on him. I don't really do much unless, not to disrespect any fighter out there, but I do just enough. And it didn't take me long to see that where we're at right now, we're going to roll over this guy. It's going to be a beautiful performance. And we're going to study him some more, of course, but we still got 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks before it's time to go. So, but the part I've seen him so far, undefeated Puerto Rican, tough, durable, and we're going to keep our, cross our T's and dot our I's, make sure everything is covered in camp, as far as being able to defend against whatever comes in form of an opponent. But it looks like how it was going to look no matter who was getting in there. It's going to be a beautiful performance by AB. He's sharp, and he's getting sharper by the day, and there's no ring rust. Hopefully you guys will see in the ring when he puts those 8s on and go up against Giovanni Santiago on Showtime, February 20th.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, this fight will obviously be at 140 pounds. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with AB. You've known him a while, right? And obviously with this sort of connection, this reconnection back as his trainer and whatnot, some people say Adrien Broner looks more focused and more fitter now than ever, mentally more sharper, in a different place to where he might have been 3-4 years ago. Gerald, how do you feel? Do you look at it like that as well?
Well, it's crazy to hear people say that. Before I was on the outside looking in, and even though we kind of grew up together, and he's like a younger brother to me, I was always still on the outside looking in. I had moved away to Vegas, and he stayed in Cincinnati, and from that, I can't really tell from being inside this time about if he seems more focused or not. It's a different perspective now, but I love what I see, from being right here, being so close to him and seeing, day to day and, throughout the day, because we live together. So it's 24 hours minus, time we're sleeping. And, he's in his room and I'm in my room, but he seems super focused. And just today he promised me something, man, that kind of shook me up. And I said, "You serious?" And he said he's dead serious. I'll let him, tell that soon. He'll probably speak during a press conference in the post-fight interview. Yeah. And but he's really focused. And but to touch on how we met is he was 6 years old in the gym when he took his first day in the gym, and I was 18. And that's right around the time I just tell you about I fought my first world tournament. And after I beat the Hussein, I fought the rank number 2 guy, Omar Navarez. I beat him too. So I beat the rank number 3, beat the rank number 2, and I lost the next day. But that put me real high up in international rankings. And that's right around the time that Adrien took his first days in the gym. And that's when we met. I was 8. Go ahead. I didn't hear you.
No, that would have been amazing from such a young age because he was incredible junior, huh? Like yourself.
Man, no. I mean, there's very few kids that was like him. He was like a little pro at like 6 to 8 years old. He was stopping people with body shots and one punch stoppages and dropping people and hurting little kids. And that was like he had like man strength for like teenager strength for like 7 years old. It was crazy, man.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
You guys have known each other a hell of a long time. What's it like now? Obviously, because such a close friendship. Being his trainer, obviously, for this camp, the spar and the pad work, we've all seen it on your social Instagram and Facebook and obviously AB's. What's that been like for you getting down to business now?
It's pretty easy. Nothing's really changed. I always, anytime he would call and ask of anything, I would tell him the truth. If I seen him making any mistakes or inside the ring or outside the ring, I would voice my opinion, without fearing, any comeback from him, any backlash that he didn't want to hear something or whatever. It would have hurt his feelings. I always told him the truth. So it's basically what we're doing right now. We're just keeping it real. That's what the motto of the whole camp has been, is like the keep it real camp. So, if I think that's important to for everybody to tell the truth. So if we feel like our brother is losing around the sparring, we need to tell him. So that he can, transfer into the fights, So, and no matter how they feel about it, if they upset, oh, whatever, man, I think I won. No, if we feel you lost it, something's going on. So, do a little better. And if you felt you beat it, it ain't gonna hurt to win around even more, So this is the keep it real camp, and it just feels good to be in this position to where I'm actually heard more, and I got more say-so in his career.
How have you seen, because for me, watching boxing a while now, we look at Adrien's career, he's fought the best. He's never ducked away from anyone. I actually believe he's probably lost some fights before when he's done things different in a fight. He's mixed it with Pacquiao, he's mixed it obviously with, Carlos, Garcia, these guys. People don't realize he's fought up in weight a lot too as well, I'm going to get to this right now. This fight's at 140, but you see Adrien in the future maybe 35, 40, probably not lower than that. Would he go back up to 47, or is it 35 and 40 is where you feel that his peak performance will be at?
I honestly believe that he'll be 40 for a couple to a few fights, and then or maybe just one fight, and then he'll drop down to 35 and mix it up with that division. That division is on fire right now. Sometimes it's usually like right around 47 is the hottest division, and I think it's losing a little steam, momentum to 135. And so who wouldn't want to be down there where the money is? I think all the money's gonna start going down there, and with those guys like Garcia and Davis, Haney, Lopez. And Broner will be a great name to add to that bunch, and it's gonna be fireworks down there. So I think he'll do 40 for at least one, and then he'll drop down and make the sport more interesting.
Because for those who don't know, obviously Adrien, he's a 4-time former world champion. He's mixed it at 40, 35, 30, 25 when he was coming up, obviously. But that's great to hear. And obviously we've got another fighter down there that fights at those. Is George Kambosos Jr. I see his ferocious bags are up in the gym, huh?
Yeah, his bags are right there, big as day. Those bags are comfortable too, man. Adrien loves punching on. He loves punching on it, so that guy better stay away from Adrien because he loves punching on that name, man.
Yeah. You never know. That's the sort of thing. That's a potential fight. You never know. Adrien goes down. That's a potential fight. George Kambosos, #1 ranked in the world, he mandatory to lead to Lopez at the moment. They're in talks. That could be a big fight. Do you know much about George Kambosos?
Nah, not yet, man. I kind of like this is my first time getting back into boxing. I retired as a trainer. Well, let's not say retired. Let's say I took a break.
Took a break.
I took a break from like 2015 or 16. Last fighter I trained was Kirkland to get him ready for Canelo. So
Yeah.
I took a break after that. I got burnt out a little bit. It's not it's a weird thing I got, man. It's just something going on with me personally. I'll be needing a break from doing something so long, you know. So but I ain't hip to him, but I heard of the name, and I got much love and respect for him. I heard he's the truth, and the person who told me he's the truth, I always take his word. So shout out to him, man, and that'll be perfect, man. We love to take this this on the road, you know, go travel. Like you say, there's a lot of fans he got down there. We'll love to go and feel that, you know. So that's a possibility.
Obviously, last year we had 2 big shows with Tim Tszyu and Jeff Horn, and then Tim Tszyu did another fight. Obviously, he fights at 154, but it was great to showcase our shows to the world during that crazy year of 2020. You know, one show with 14,000 fans, another with 11 to 12,000.
Oh wow! Even during COVID.
Yeah, exactly. So we had one which was just north of here, up in Townsville, and we did a show there for 14,000. That was Tim Tszyu when he beat former world champion Jeff Horn, who fought Terence Crawford. And then obviously we had another show where Tim Tszyu headlined another show. So yeah, we've got the ability to have big fans. And I think potentially, like you look at Gervonta when he fought Leo Santa Cruz, I think they had close to 10,000, 11,000 there for that one as well. So I think you guys in certain states, obviously Adrian's fight's going to be up in Mohegan Sun, right? Which is up in Connecticut. So obviously no crowd, but it'll be great to see on Showtime because we all know that AB, he'll sell a lot of pay-per-views, and obviously people love watching him fight.
Right.
So that'll be good, and you never know what the future holds. Been a little social media lately. I actually saw it on FightHype this morning. Was around Adrien talking about a potential exhibition with Big Bro, and for those who don't know who Big Bro is, that's who AB refers to as Floyd Money Mayweather. What's your take on that? Was he just fishing there for a little bit of media, or it's something that could happen?
No, he's definitely not fishing. What's crazy is I was Floyd's very first fighter back in 2000. I signed with him. He was co-managing me with James Prince, who's my other manager. And so we're one big family, kind of, you know, and like brothers. I guess they had their little ups and downs, but you know, I believe they're still super tight, super fam. You still there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, I got a phone call and kind of messed up on my side, so I can't see you. But they're still tight, and you know, things happen and they got a little weird energy or whatever. But I think as family, you know, always through thick and thin. But that was serious. He wasn't just, you know, fishing for clout, as they say, or to get some attention or whatever. That was serious, you know, because he felt like if Floyd was willing to fight a YouTuber, as they call him, that he should rather fight his brother. You know, they both wanted, you know, they never got in the ring and did anything. So it's like something they would love to do. Any competitors would love to do. You know, if Kobe and Jordan never played, I'm sure they would love to have it, you know, rest in peace. But yeah, crazy example. But yeah, they would, you know, two highly competitive guys in the same sport, they would love to see how they would do against each other. So that's how he feels about it.
What's your take sort of like on that, like with Floyd and these YouTube fighters? I know there's potential it's going to be pushed back and that. Do you think, I know Floyd, people criticize him, he can do whatever he wants to do. He's done everything in the sport. What's your take on a GT looking at a potential fight with a YouTube guy? And, you know, is it good for boxing or is it good for business?
I say if they can make a whole bunch of money, why not?
Exactly.
If they can, because we would too if we could, you know. And no matter what we say, whatever, no matter what anybody has negative to say about it, put them in them same shoes and see how they'll feel about it. And I bet they wouldn't feel the same way. Because if you can make $50 million fighting some famous guy, you'll do it.
Yeah.
And if you're the famous guy fighting a boxer, and if you to make a whole bunch of money that you wouldn't fight, that you couldn't get, you know, fighting somebody else, why wouldn't you? You would. So, you know, you can't knock them for be in a position to make it. You know, just put yourself in their shoes, man, and that's how you talk about it. Now, as far as what it can do for boxing,
Yeah.
instead of hurt boxing, it's been done. This ain't the first time, won't be the last. Like, look back at the Muhammad Ali days. It's been plenty of times. Look at wrestling when they let Floyd jump in there or Mike Tyson jump in there. It's just an exhibition. It's just exhibition is not legit. You know, now if you argue about the Conor versus Floyd thing, that's different. But an exhibition is an exhibition. It's just a showing. It's a showcase. It's just like, what if, you know? So it doesn't count on anyone's record. It's just a fight. It's basically a play fight, but they're serious.
Yeah, and I think guys that get to the level that Floyd and, you know, I mean, I look at AB's career. I mean, he's 33, and what is he? 33 and 4 now. You know, exactly. That's if he retired now, that's an illustrious career. 31, 32 years of age, and I think he can go right through to, you know, being 40 and 4. You know, I mean, he's got that much talent.